It bites so fast. Listen to that. Hello, my friends, I'm Marcel, I'm back yet again, and today I'm going to show you some of the craziest Minecraft horror parasites you've never seen before. Let's go. First off, we have the necro-rooted. Oh, what is going on? What is this music? Ah! Oh! Ah! Where'd it go? Oh! Did it just jump? What just happened? What on earth has just befallen me? It is a, green, blobby bush with vines or tendrils sticking out of it that has weird drum music in the background, including cymbals. It shoots out a vine that drags you closer to it or it closer to you, and covers the ground with a poison cloud. This is amazing and bizarre and everything else. What on earth has just happened? I love how it comes with a theme song, though. Next up, we have the necro-blossom. I'm guessing it's going to be a flower. All of them surface from the ground. It is a green flower. Is it going to open up into something? Ah, yes, it does. It's a mouth. Ah! What? Huh. It was a green flower pod that let loose floating particles that nipped at my flesh. I really like this mob. Next up, we have the necrospore. Ah, so that's what it does. The flower releases spores, which are basically flying little leaves of death that nibble at you and make a whistling noise. Next up, we have the necro-rooted human. Ooh, now we're getting into the good stuff. Oh my, okay. Why, hello there, my good sir. The noise he makes is abysmal. It's Steve, but one of his legs is a green peg leg. His other leg has a rip in the knee. His shirt is all torn up and tattered with some green stuff sticking out all over him. His arms have green vines sticking out of him. His face has been completely wrecked. He's bleeding from his cheeks. His mouth is ripped open into a hole. And he's got a vine sticking out of his eye and more vines sticking out of his head. This is a distorted monster. I love the wind-up for his attack. Look at that. He has a wind-up for his punch, and the walking animation is crazy creepy. This is so cool, and it inflicts the growing status effect. Oh, of course, when it dies, it poisons you. Ah! Oh my gosh, that scared me so bad. Okay, so when the player dies, a necro-rooted guy pops in. I understand. Hey guys, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. Now, on with the show. Next up, we have the necro-rooted villager. Oh boy. Okay! Same noises as the necro-rooted human. Villager, but its robes have been torn up. It's bleeding from its chest and its cheeks and everywhere. I'm pretty sure there's a hole in its back too. Its hands are free of its robes. That's something rare to see. You never see a villager with bare hands. He's got a massive green scythe sticking out of his left hand. He's got green vines crawling out all over his back. His head is covered with green vines. He has green pupils. It looks like a villager's corpse was reanimated and then started rotting and was covered with seaweed. The walking and jumping animation in these guys is wild. It just looks like an animated corpse, the way it just kind of ragdolls its way around. That is so cool. And no poison this time. Huh. Next up, we have the necro-rooted vindicator. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's way worse. Vindicator, still armed with his axe, jumps around like crazy. His head has been completely ripped open and is all bleeding. His pupils are orange. He's got green teeth, like massive green teeth. And one of his arms is just a black tentacle vine. He's bleeding all over the place and is so deadly he is going to kill me. Oh, he found the water. He's dying! I think I found the weakness to these guys. Haha! Every parasite seems to fail in the water, but these guys are actively killed by it. Ha! Nothing like good old H2O to ruin a good corpse. Next up, we have the necro-rooted evoker. Hello. Oh! Holding a totem, one of his arms is held on by tendons and literally just dangling there by a bone. His robes are bloody. He walks around with legs. His legs actually bend. It's not just a robe. That's kind of crazy. His hand holding the totem is exposed. His head is covered in I don't even know what it is, 10 extra noses. It's the pulsating, stretching it out. Ugh, it's disgusting. Bleeding around his eyes. And he summons in spores. This is wild. And there goes the totem. He can actually use a totem. This might be my favorite parasite mod I've seen in a while. These mobs just look so awesome. Next up, we have the necro-rooted enderman. Oh no, the enderman in any parasite mod is usually the scariest mob by far. Yep, this is no exception. What on earth is this? His eyes are reddish pink. He's got green vines sticking out of his head and growing all over him. He has horrifying green claws. His legs are bent at the knees. On the backs of his knees, there are purple spikes. And there's green and purple like, ooze. He looks like he crawled out of the painted swamp. Go away. The screaming these guys make is horrifying. Please go away. How much health does it have? Every time you hit, it vanishes. Well, that makes him really annoying to kill. Alright, time to kill you with commands. I'm getting sick of this. Next up, we have the necro-rooted cow. Oh my gosh! What on earth is that? Cow, crazy walking animation, covered in vines and, like, mold. Its face is completely messed up and is just bleeding where its eyes used to be. There's a massive black and green tendril sticking out of its mouth. It looks kind of like a vine. And then there's vines and veins sticking out of his back, too. This is horrifying. And then it just occasionally rears up on its hind legs for no reason. Next up, we have the necro-rooted sheep. Oh! Okay. Sheep, kind of malnourished in the middle, bleeding through patches all over its torso. It has a crazy walking animation. There's just infection all over it. It just looks like a reanimated corpse of a sheep. All these big, terrifying seaweed foliage fans. Ah! When it hits you, it inflicts blindness and slowness. Next up, we have the necro-rooted pig, while I'm actively being poisoned to death. Okay! Walks around on its hind legs, covered in decay and mold and vines. Its head has just been properly ripped open. I can't even tell where its face is. It's just a pile of bloody bits just flapping around. And a bunch of green tendrils sticking out of it, as per usual. Next up, we have the necro-rooted horse. Oh no! No! It's lost its back legs. They've just been chopped off by a survivor of this nightmarish apocalypse. It crawls around on stubs of front legs, its tail waggling around. Its neck is bent unnaturally with blood streaking down the side. Its torso is covered in, like, mold. And then, as of course, a bunch of necro vines or veins or whatever else it is. And more poison. Next up, we have the necro-rooted wolf. Oh, I want this as a pet. This would scare away anyone living within 10,000 blocks of me. Oh my gosh. Why does it bite so fast? Very malnourished wolf, covered in black and green, just very decayed and malnourished. Is a wide open, massive, bleeding mouth with a bunch of green, extended fangs. And it bites so fast. Listen to that. There is no hit cooldown with this creature. It's ridiculous. Go away. At least it doesn't poison the ground. Next up, we have the necro-possessed skeleton. So not only has it been, like, necroified, but it's also been possessed. Ah! What on earth is this? Skeleton, crazy corpse-like... Oh, look, there's a dolphin. Look, the ocean... Look at that dolphin. What's he doing? Oh, he jumped to the water. What's going on? Why are all the dolphins going nuts? I think this mod might have affected the dolphins. Anyway, back on track. Reanimated corpse of a skeleton, covered in green and black vines. Crazy running animation. It's somehow bleeding like bone marrow from its head. Crazy tendrils sticking out of the right side of its head. Randomly yeets itself at you or away from you. And it is armed with a fully functioning bow that kind of glitches in and out of its hands. And then it randomly does like a scissor kick. Look at that! What are these attacks? If only regular Minecraft mobs had animations as cool as that one. Oh, I've been shot in the groin. Twice. Why? Why? Another interesting thing to note is that the skeleton only shoots at your lower half. Because currently I've got, like, 2 arrows to the groin and 1 to the back of my foot. Ha! Strange. Next up we have the necro-possessed Blaze. Moving into the nether mobs. Oh! What on earth is that? It's a... Ah! It's a bush. An animated ghost of a bush with a bunch of blaze rods with claws for hands. A creepy blaze head that's just like melted off and is bleeding and awful. The face, for whatever reason, reminds me of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I don't know why. Oh, I love how the animals are just watching. They're like, oh yeah, just another normal Tuesday. Some random Minecraft player decided to log in and get murdered by this thing. They're just watching me. What's wrong with you? Oh, not to mention it lights you on fire, as is characteristic of a blaze. Next up, we have the Necro-Ripper. I don't even know what I'm looking at. What mob is this? I think it's a Minecraft player that's just been horribly mutilated. 2 bony stubs of legs, covered in green moss or slimy necro plants, and a bunch of blood pouring out of him. Crazy bug-like eyes, flies around. It's like the Fly. Die. Next up, we have the Necro Destroyer. Oh boy. Ha! Okay, this is a horribly mutilated villager. Ah! A villager, but its legs and arms and everything has just become, like, very, very broken. It's like a villager had every bone in its body broken and then had paintballs hurled at it. faded navy blue and vibrant red skin. So I'm assuming it's like bluish mold and then just blood everywhere. Bunch of pulsating bits that probably shouldn't be there. 3 bright green eyes and a bunch of like large green veins and claws. This is like something out of a horror movie. Oh, look at the attack! It breaks the blocks beneath your feet. Next up, we have the necro-canine. Didn't we just do the necro-wolf? That is not a wolf! That is not a wolf! 4-legged, bleeding, bloody monstrosity with a bunch of glowing green eyes. Massive bloody mouth with green teeth. I don't even know what mob evolved or was transformed into this. All I know is it's making me nauseous and I can't see anything. This thing has rabies. It's also digging me into a very deep pit. And last but not least, we have the necro-spurber. What? Oh! Hello! It's an evoker, but it's gained the power of flight. Its arms have been turned into bloody black and red and green wings. Its rib cage is opened up like a mouth. It laughs at you and just flies towards you and tries to kill you. This thing is bleeding all over the place and has a ridiculous amount of health. And of course, it's armed with a totem too. Well, if you guys enjoyed this video, it's been blastering into all of these crazy Minecraft horror parasites, and I'll catch you next time. Sayonara, Ayonara.